Since I was young, my main goal was to be a righteous human being. From about the age of 17, I wanted to be a combination of three people: Jesus Christ, because he was the truth; Malcolm X, because he changed for the better; and Robin Hood, because he was willing to help the poor. Little did I know, my life had a different plan for me. In July of 2006, at the age of 34, I had a stroke. During the next year and a half, going through examinations, I became more frustrated and more afraid because I didn't know what situation I was in. My comprehension was terrible. My reading, memory, and understanding was impaired. I felt helpless and depleted. Eventually, I was sent to a hospital in London for more diagnosis. I was told that I have a mental illness called sarcoidosis. Sarcoidosis is an inflammatory disease that affects different organs in the body. My situation is very rare because only 1% of the people who have sarcoidosis deal with the situation I'm dealing with, which is called neurosarcoidosis, which means that it directly infects my brain. I was also told that there was no cure for it. I was devastated. Then my family doctor suggested to get counseling from Canadian Mental Health Association. As I became more aware of my situation, my counselor suggested to join Mental Health Connections for more rehabilitation. Mental Health Connections is a group that support people who have mental illnesses. At that time, I needed another outlet, so I became a member of MHCA, Mental Health Connections, In time, with support from different counselors, I realized that I can change my situation, which was good. But my state was terrible. My state of mind was terrible because my self-esteem and my confidence was low. I was depressed, and my interest and motivation was practically gone. At the same time I found out I had diabetes. During that time, my brothers and I went to a gathering to give condolence to a loved one. One of the people that I haven't seen in a long time told me, "You look like you ate somebody." It was funny to the people who heard that comment, but it wasn't funny to me. At that time, my weight was 212 pounds. Before my stroke, I weighed 145 pounds. I was healthy, I was fit, I was sociable, I was more content, and I was working. I eventually became the opposite person that I used to be. I was more isolated, ashamed of myself. I was losing my will to live. I felt like I was stuck. This was the worst period of my life. I wanted my situation to change, but I didn't know how to start the process. With time and more counseling, I realized that I had to accept the situation I was in and learn how to adapt. I knew that overcoming adversity was going to be difficult for me because my lack of focus and my memory lapses. I had to put more effort to rehabilitate myself. I had to relearn some of the things that I knew from the past. The most important thing that I learned was that my attitude affects my thoughts and my behavior. I realized that a negative attitude would never give me a positive life. I know I had to become more optimistic. My attitude became more optimistic when I started thinking things that I was grateful for. It reminded me how lucky I was to be alive. I started thinking more of what I have than what I don't have. I also got back to reading positive quotes. The quotes that I wrote were very powerful to me because it's like the quotes were particularly talking to me. So I started creating artful signs of quotes because they gave me inspiration and clarity and increased my focus. Also, the quotes helped me to change my perception. Creating art form of the quotes I write are enjoyable and therapeutic to me. By continually getting the support and the lessons I received from my counselor and from MHC, I noticed that I was recovering. Later, a friend of mine gave me an opportunity to become a volunteer at 10 Friends Diner to help and develop and maintain their vegetable garden, which provides food for the diner's kitchen to feed their clients and for other charitable organizations. At that time, I didn't know that 10 Friends Diner was a restaurant that has a staff of employees with different mental illnesses. The diner gives the employees an opportunity to gain self-esteem and satisfaction by learning skills and being part of an association that helps themselves and others. By being a volunteer at 10 Friends Diner, my feeling of satisfaction increased because it reminded me that you can get a lot from giving. I also became a member of the board of directions. I've been a member of 10 Friends Diner for over 2 years, and I continue to be a member as long as we stay united. Lately, adapting to change has become easier because my tolerance has increased by accepting things that I can't control. Controlling myself is difficult enough, so why should I add other problems that I don't need? I realized that I needed goals. I knew that if I didn't have goals, I wouldn't have much. Also, I knew that my goals had to be realistic. To achieve my goals, I must have more self-awareness and discipline. As long as I continue to be my best friend, I will have a better chance to achieve my goals. My main goal is to live a happy life for as long as I live. I know that I can't avoid death, but I can make death wait by improving my health. When the mind or body is stressed or not at ease, you will have a disease. Recently, my health has improved by eating healthier, drinking more water, exercising my brain and my mind and my body. Today, I don't feel like I'm 45 years old. I feel like I'm 45 years young. Really, it comes down to how much do I love myself? For true love comes within. I believe that nobody should love me more than I love myself. I should love myself unconditionally. The main reason why my life is more satisfying is because I have a stronger bond with my family. Just recently, I was reminded that I feel a lot more comfortable when we are compatible, and I would continue to do my part to keep my family together. Now I truly believe that my tragedy was a blessing in disguise, because dealing with the pressure to overcome the struggles of my life has made me stronger. I am more grateful, I'm more humble, I'm more compassionate, and I'm more optimistic. I know that the choices I make will control my destiny. To make smart choices, I have to think well. To think well, I have to gain more knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. For a long time, I was losing the fight against neurosarcoidosis because my ill was weak. And I'm willing to sacrifice the greater good to win this fight. As long as I stay grounded and do the best I can and accept my mistakes and my failures, I will have no regrets. I put a lot of energy to rehabilitate and rediscover myself, but I would not be the person I am today without the love and support that I receive from many people. It is very important to have people in my life that care. Thank you all.